Hey guys, it's Tom. Today, I don't know how I managed to listen to a full message from this guy calling himself a genius, but I did. And he finally got something that was of value. Other than just bitching and moaning and whining about how terrible this, that, or the other always is. It's true, he offers too much doom and gloom without any solutions or even band aids. If you're going to get on there and get people to spend 20 minutes with you or better, and you're going on about how bad things are, I would suggest to all of you, regardless of what your channel is about, that you come up with some type of good stuff to say, some levity or reminder of God or anything that's positive instead of just delivering a crappy message. Also, while I'm on it, quit giving these twerps airtime. They're not getting it on mainstream media. They don't have commercials running. They don't have shows running. So quit propping them up by giving them all the advertising you can. Who wants to hear about Rosie anymore? No one. Why do you keep trying to put it up there every couple of weeks? Why do you want to keep glorifying what's supposed to be the enemies unless you've joined them as another video disciple? That one big communist black family that's all going down together. Black has a lot of sorrow in it, a lot of anguish, remorse. I'd be real careful with that. But anyway, so the big genius, he basically got to the point of saying the reason his message was it was over. And it couldn't be really any more pessimistic. And it came with a warning that you better stock up now because there's going to be a famine coming. And the reason why is because the fat lady is getting ready to sing. Apparently he knows a little bit more than, what he's saying. He was talking about vampires last night, about how they're real. He didn't go into detail about that, but I couldn't stick with it long enough to find out if he left any hopeful things in the message or not. But I did tune in today for that. And a lot of people don't know what that phrase is or what it means. And I can't even remember the full phrase, I don't think, because it was something about until the fat lady sings. But the sentiment was, and this goes way back, you can find it in like Looney Tunes, I do believe. And it's a phrase that you haven't heard in probably the last 20 years, at least. But what it means is the ending. Once the fat lady sings, it's all over. And the big genius was saying that the fat lady is getting ready to sing, and that she's getting ready to sing a song that no one wants to hear, which is, "It's over." Now, all I can tell you is it seems like there's a couple more things to get done before it's over. And part of that is coming out and going up and being seen. I do know that now. Whereas before, I didn't know that was the thing. But it is. And so we're going to be doing that at some point. Things are happening. We are changing. Well, I can't say we're changing. Again, I could say what we are is the transformation is bringing us back to being as we were, or rather, more like what we were. In other words, more like what we're supposed to be. So, the enemy at one point said to me, "Oh, you get all that back." Well, I haven't gotten that back yet. I haven't received that yet, and I suggest, as friendly as I possibly can, that you return that to me, at least the principal. Return to me the rope and pay for that, the repair of the F-tank. And if for some reason pride is getting in your way or some type of anger or something like that, remember, I'm just doing what I do and I'm being who I'm supposed to be, and I have no animosity towards anyone. However, I have no animosity towards the ants that I spray with ant spray. None whatsoever. It's just a problem to be taken care of. And what I see is I very much should be reimbursed all that rope, have the F-tank fixed up. And again, there at one point in time, the enemy and I had what I felt was good feelings. I did. I had good feelings regarding them, and I thought they had good feelings regarding me. As far as I could tell, it was somebody for me to love, and I did. So what I can say is, okay, you've stepped over the line and you did this and that and the other with these. Have that paid back to me. Make sure it gets paid back to me. And remember, the songs that I've sang about the enemies thus far have been very few. Only 2 or 3 times, I bet, that was of any real, thing. And it was very, very short. But I could sing long, drawn-out songs that are ballads, that are stories for the enemy to live. And that means I'll get all of it back anyway. I'd like it to be done nicely, because I'd like to think that somewhere in the future, after it's all said and done, and things are squared away the way I need them to be squared away, and I know that all my stuff is safe, and that we have some type of production queue going, then I'd like to think that we could still sit down with them. These people I've shared a part of a life with, and conduct ourselves in a nice fashion, and possibly at some point in time, who knows? You know how I am, the guy that changes all the nighttime back into the day. That's optimism, isn't it? But yeah, there was a system going that I guess would be again at some point. I just think it's sad that if we have to finish out the game the way it's written, because all those bold judgments and horns going off and everything is certainly going to leave my enemies in not a good place at all. Not even. So again, it's a suggestion. I hope that you'll see that it's a good suggestion for both you and me, and for the future of everyone involved. Thanks very much for your time and consideration.